Okay, so today we're going to talk about ratio and proportion. These are things you know about. We've done them before, but we need to be able to take it a little bit further. So first we're going to do some of our definitions. Ratio, first, is a comparison of two numbers by division. Okay, so where have we seen this before? Well, when we talked about the real number system, if you remember that we talked about rational numbers, and rational numbers being, you can make ratios out of them. We can compare the two numbers by division. So we've been talking about ratios. So now, a rate. Okay, rate, you may not remember as well. Rate is when we are comparing different quantities. So if we're talking about ratio, we're talking about pretty much the same types of things. So if I'm talking about the number of girls to boys in a class, or just the number of chairs to desk in a class, something like that. Now when we get to rate, that's where we're comparing those different quantities. So we're talking about things like miles per gallon, okay, miles per hour, okay. So we have definitely seen rate before also. And then our last thing, of course, unit rate. Okay, and this is where we bring the denominator on our rate to 1. To 1. So let's say, for instance, we are talking about we're taking a trip, we're driving, and we are driving, we go 600 miles in 5 hours. Okay, so we 600 miles and we do it in 5 hours. Okay, that is a rate. Okay, now when I say I'm doing, okay, when I do my division, 5 goes into 6 once with 1 left over, twice. Ooh, we shouldn't be doing this. That is 120 miles in 1 hour. Okay, so we're in Germany and we're on the Autobahn and we're going really fast, or we're in Dubai and we have a lot of money, and so we close down the entire country so that we can drive this fast. Never drive that fast. It's just way too fast. Okay, so we're in a bullet train. Okay, do I have a train? No, I don't. I don't have a train. So, but I do have a fighting camel. Okay, so we're still in Dubai. No, actually, we should be in China. Oh my gosh, do I have a panda? I don't think so. Anyway, we're on a bullet train. And that's how come we can go that fast. Bullet train. Please don't do this in a car. Okay, so this is the unit rate. Okay, we should know how to do all of this, so I really don't want to spend a lot of time with this, okay? I do want to spend a moment with unit analysis. We've done this before. You don't like it. You have to come to grips with it. So let's say we're talking about a sloth. Do I have a sloth? I don't. I have more fast animals. Okay, camels can be slow. Okay, once again, hello, I'm a sloth. No, we all know you're a camel. Go sit. Okay, so anyway, we've got a sloth and he's going 0. The sloth is going 0.15 miles per hour. Okay, and we want to convert this. Convert, and we're going to go to feet per minute. Okay, Not that that's going to make it look any faster, but we're going to do that. So we're going to start with our 0.15 miles in 1 hour. And when we're all done, we want this to equal a certain number of feet over minutes. So we're going to make these conversions as we go along. So we have to know that. Let's take care of our hour to minute first, okay, because that's a fast one. We know that in 1 hour, that is 60 minutes. Okay, so, gosh, I should have a red pen. That would be so beautiful. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. I'm coming back with a red pen. Okay, so anyway, this takes care of our hours, okay? And now what we're left with is minutes down here at the bottom. Does everybody see that? Yes, I'm sure you do. Okay, now let's take care of our miles. We're trying to get to feet. Okay, well, I happen to know that there's 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Okay, so now look at what I've done. I've made sure that my miles, okay, are numerator denominator, so they will cross off. Now, this is a very important point to make. I'm multiplying this times a quantity of 1. My 1 just happens to be 1 hour over 60 minutes, but that equals 1 because that's the same thing. It's the same here. I'm just multiplying it times another 1, but just the 1 I need it to be. So now what I'm going to do is I have to make some, I'm going to try to simplify it a little bit, numerator to denominator. I can take this 0 off from both places, okay? Then I can say, okay, is 528, can I divide that by 6? Well, I'm going to go to my divisibility rules, which you all should have memorized by now, and I'm going to say it's divisible by 6 if it is divisible by both 2 and 3. Well, I know it's divisible by 2 because it's an even number, and in order to check divisibility by 3, I'm going to add my digits and see if that's divisible by 3. Well, 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 plus 8 is 15, and 15 is indeed divisible by 3. So therefore, 528 is divisible by 6. Okay, so 6 goes into 52 how many times? 6 is 7 is 42, 8 is 48. So it goes in here 8 times with 4 left. Oh, and look at that. 6 goes into 48 another 8 times. So what I'm left with is 88. Everything down on the bottom is 1. So I'm at my 1 minute, okay? But when I come across here, I've got to multiply this 0.15 times my 88. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that math. 88 times 0.15. 5 times 8 is 40, 44, and 88, and 0, 2, 12, 13, with 2 decimal places. And so this becomes 13.2 feet per every 1 minute. So that is my dimensional analysis. Now, there is another example in the book. You can look at that and see if it makes sense. So let's move on because I know you've had enough of that analysis. We're going to look at, we've done our proportions. We are now going to look at, or we've done our ratios. We're going to look at proportions. And we're going to solve proportions. So let's go back up here to the top. And we're going to talk about proportions. And proportions are equations that state two ratios are equal. Okay. And one of the best ways for us to solve a proportion is using cross product. Again, this should not be new to you. Cross product says that if we've got x over 4 and we're saying that it is equal to 25 over 12, that if we multiply, that was a good word, multiply in a cross pattern, that would give us 12x is equal to 4 times 25, okay, which is going to give us 12x equals 100, okay, dividing both sides by 12. Do you like how I've switched to the red pen? Fun, right? And this gives me x, one single x, because that cancels out, is equal to, and 12 will go into 100 8 times fully, okay? And then I'm left with, that's 80, and 8 times 2 is 16, so that's 96, so I'm left with 4. Am I left with 4? No, I don't think so. 8, 80, 8 times 2, yeah, 4. Oh, you know what? I'm going to tell you that I disagree again with the book, so, you know, but I'm going to power through because I just can't believe that they've got the answer that they've got, and so I'm going to do this. 8 times 2 is 16. 8, and that's 9, that's 96. I'm definitely left with 4, okay? And that's 4 over 12. No, I guess I don't disagree with them. 4 over 12. I thought I did. It simplifies to 8 1/3. Okay? So x is equal to 8 1/3. We always go with simplest form. I swear I think I have a problem with the book anymore ever since that one problem. So now that's a simplified version of what we're going to be doing. The problems that I really am excited for you to do are more like this, where x plus 2 divided by 14 is equal to x over 10. We are still going to find that cross product. Okay, but now notice I have multiplication with an addition problem which yells distributive property to me. Okay, so we've got to make sure that we use that distributive property, 14x, okay, so 10x plus 20 equals 14x. Is everybody still with me, hopefully? Okay, now I'm going to combine my like terms. Now notice, over here, I just have a term that is a variable term and nothing else. So I don't want to bring this over here. That would be silly. Then everything's on the left and nothing's on the right. So I'm going to bring this term over. So I'm going to subtract that 10x from both sides. That's going to leave 20 equaling, and this is 6x, dividing both sides by 6. And that means that x is equal to, well, we know that 6 goes into 20 3 times for 18. And we're left with 2 over 6, which is 1/3. What is it with them and 1/3? All of a sudden, all the answers are 1/3. That is not at all what they got. What did I do wrong? Don't you love it when I get to the end and I'm like, I've done something wrong? 10x for, oh, how did you all let me do this? That's crazy. How did I get 6? That's nuts. Okay. Well, people, you really honestly have to watch everything that I do every minute of the day, okay? Let's just put an X through that because we know that to be wrong. We'll come over here. When I subtract 10 from 14, I'm going to get 4x. So that's 20 equals 4x. Honestly, you people let me get away with all sorts of stuff. Okay, and so now x is actually going to equal 5, which is the correct answer. Okay, so let's see if you can figure that all out. Yeah, good times. I am gonna actually post this because it's good for you to see other people make mistakes, okay? And it's a simple mistake to make. You're just not concentrating. I'm talking way more than I'm thinking. So that's why we don't talk while we work. And that's also why we don't use pen. I use pen because it makes a better mark for you to read. But that's why we don't use pen in math. So, true story. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, and enjoy doing your work. Thanks. I will enjoy doing my work, Mrs. Basic. Okay, bye.